Hey guys, welcome to Chapter 9, which is over satisfying customer needs. And this chapter is going to explore proper procedures and behavior when working with customers and coworkers. You're going to learn how to handle unique situations involving customers of different backgrounds. And then we'll conclude with the customization of a computer to meet various requirements of the customer. The objectives for this lesson are going to be about some job roles and responsibilities of those who sell, fix, or support personal computers. Let's talk about what customers want and expect beyond your technical abilities. The next objective is how to interact with customers when selling, servicing, and supporting personal computers. Last objective for this chapter is you should be able to figure out how to customize a computer system to meet a customer's needs. Let's now talk about some of those roles and responsibilities. First of all, let's talk about the PC support technician. This is one of the most general roles, and you probably see a lot of ads that are out there for a PC support technician. Now, this person is going to work on site and work closely with users and responsible for all their ongoing PC maintenance that's required. It's important in this role to make sure that you keep good records of what you're doing and to make backups of data before doing any work, which we've gone over time and time again. The next role is a PC service technician. Now, this role, you're going to actually go to a customer site in response to some type of service call that you get from either, if it's your own business or another business, that just says, hey, go to this customer site. This type of person is not usually responsible for keeping up any type of maintenance on the person's computer, but there is going to be interaction with your customers. Other terms you'll be heard for a service technician are computer repair technicians, or those field service technicians or field technicians. And the role that we're going to kind of advise customers and tell them how to apply certain technology to meet their needs and how to configure that technology, that's generally a technical resale associate. Now, those roles where you're not really getting out and interacting with your customers is a bench technician. This is where you're going to work primarily in a lab or a secluded environment, so you're not really going to have to worry about that interaction. And then lastly, we talk about the help desk technician, and this is going to provide that telephone or online type support, through some type of web service. This allows you to be remote, and it kind of puts you at a disadvantage because you're not actually there at the computer, but you can still provide assistance to them, whether using some type of remote software such as Real VNC or TeamViewer or whatever your company uses. Next, the chapter talks about having some certifications and advanced degrees, and what this does for you as a technician is it will improve some of your job opportunities because you've proven competence and achieved those certifications or those degrees, and this will allow you for not only having customer confidence because they realize you have these qualifications, but also if you're working on other degrees or trying to get a promotion. As you're going through this course, and hopefully outside this course you'll do some more research to hopefully get your CompTIA A+ certification. This is changing this year, moving away from the 801 and 802 into the 900 series, which that should be at the end of the year. Some of the other companies that provide that are very important for getting certifications are Microsoft and Cisco. Whether you're getting your MTA certifications from Microsoft or you're getting certifications for networking from Cisco, both are very important and very valuable in the market. Of course, there are varied costs depending on the type of certification you're getting, and if you're going to a training center to help prepare for this, or if you're doing it all on your own. Going to a third party for getting help with training on this can range into the thousands of dollars. So you just have to do your research and find out which ones are available to you to try to get, or as well as doing research on what type of technical documents or videos are out there to help you. I mentioned earlier the importance of record keeping and those information tools that are available to you. This cannot be emphasized enough. I just say this is one of those things you need to have in your IT toolbox. Even if the term IT isn't used anymore, most of us still use it. Have printed and digital copies if you need it. Either way, it's good. If you're using a tablet and you can have those printed or those digital copies, that's great. It's on a flash drive, but always make sure you're using your computer to look at these and not your customers. Any type of technical documentation you can get from a manufacturer, those are going to be the most current usually, and a great resource to have, such as with printers or peripheral devices, make sure you have those available to you. And some of this documentation is out there for text because the common user may not be able to understand everything, and they may skip steps, where it's our job to make sure that we follow all the steps and see what else can be affected as we're using this documentation for that device or that assistance. Sometimes there'll be some online resources that are targeted towards technicians to be able to get some of those specific answers for different problems that have been seen, as well as their resolutions. You might have access to an expert system, which is just software that's really designed to help solve problems. You can pose problems about a question and maybe a technician will answer it, or other professionals. And the responses that are out there from these questions will help trigger other solutions, and it might get back to the manufacturer in a sense to, hey, this issue is ongoing, there's need for a possible change. So a lot of professional networking can go on with this when using those expert systems. Hopefully you have access to a help desk tracking software, and this is going to allow you to create, edit, and close calls for those various tickets. The help desk software is really great because you can also help identify trends that might be occurring. Let's say you've had several service calls on the same model of computer or router or whatever the case may be, and you realize that there's a trend, and you take care of that on the front end so that you can get a hold of other customers that might have the same equipment and take care of this issue before it spirals out of control. Big example of this is when you're in a business and you're using the same type software and hardware equipment, and you start seeing a trend, you can go tackle it soon. Let's say it's with an update that occurred and it's affecting, let's say, Excel documents. Then you might say, okay, you know what, this is going to affect everybody. Here's the solution. Let's put that out and resolve the issue before other users start seeing this. Some examples of this help desk software, it's like SpiceWorks here, as you can see in the graphic here. You've also got like LBE desktop software support. You've also got like SysAid's another popular one. Really easy to use, and you have a lot of tools that are there for you. With your dashboard, you can keep in your inventory in most software, and of your assets. You can have a knowledge base built into it. So a lot of tools for the help desk support there. Some of this may be common sense, but there are about 10 traits that are kind of emphasize how to be a competent and helpful technician. And these traits are listed here. Have a positive and helpful attitude to the customer. Listen without interrupting your customer. Let them vent. Let them tell you everything that they feel they need to tell you. Be proper and polite, and only use that type of language and mannerisms with your customers. Be sensitive to cultural differences. If you know that your customer is of a different culture, maybe do some research to know before you get there to your customer some of the parts that of their tradition and their heritage and their culture, so that you don't offend them in any way. Such as if you're going to an Asian customer, know that you should probably take off your shoes at the door so that you don't offend them. Just different things like that. Take ownership of the problem. You're there to support them. Be dependable, be reliable. If you say you're going to be there, make sure you're there at a certain time. If something does happen to come up, make sure you call them. Keep that communication alive with them, because I can't put enough emphasis on the importance of proper communication with your customers. Be credible. Show integrity and be honest with them. Don't go snooping around their computer. Make sure that you're there to fix the issue, and that's it. If you're going to do something, make sure you ask the customer. Trait number 9 is know the law with respect to your work. Make sure that you are being legal with what you do. Don't install illegal software, nothing like that. So just know the law and obey it. And trait number 10, lastly, look and behavior in a professional manner. Don't show up to a customer's sites wearing swim shorts and a tank top. I know it's common sense, but some people think that they can be pretty lax. If you're not professional, you may not get another service call. You may not be with the company very long. So just keep all these traits in mind and be the best technician you can. And the more honest and reliable you are with your customers, the greater chance of having that good customer relationship is going to be. So do what you can to improve those customer relations with the company.